Oi. Good day. Oh, welcome to the Wednesday Waffle. This, of course, is the part of the week. Hey, little Liz. How you doing, Deck? Peter, good to see you. Salisbury Fossey, you are new, I think. So, welcome to the Wednesday Waffle. This is the point of the week where I take the time out of the day to talk about what the hell I've been getting up to in the last week. A little behind the scenes of starting a fully British made brand, self-funded from the ground up. Those of you that have been watching for quite a while, you'll have been going through the highs and the lows with me. And at the moment, we're in a bit of a purgatory kind of thing. You know, it's not really going amazing, but it's not really going rubbish either. Just difficulties. And as in all aspects of life, in business, people screw you over. And that is what has happened to me this week. So that's been lovely, but I think we're kind of over it now. We're through the other side of it. Over the weekend it was very much damage limitation. And then, for the early stages of this week, taken action on the plan that I put in, and just some lessons learnt, to be honest. So without further ado, we're going to canter through tonight, because I'm pretty knackered and I want to get into bed after, of course, packing some orders for you lovely people. I am wearing tonight one of the Seconds polo tops. You can see it's quite an alright size fitting on me. I'm sort of 12 and a half, 13 stone, depending who you ask and on what day. Oi, blank power banks, bloody good to see you. Those of you watching, check out what they're getting up to. He's a good friend of mine. Oh my lord, TikTok's just fallen over. He's a good friend of mine. Also on his path to starting up, he's basically self-founded business. Really interesting stuff. If you're going and staying away places, you travel a lot in the van, anything like that, that is the person that you want to be seeing. So without further ado, let's get into it. Someone messaged in there. They're going to have to wait till afterwards. So Thursday, we basically was processing all the orders from the Wednesday, and I had a call with my non-paid mentor, a guy called Matt Holland, who's basically been, if you've been watching the last couple of weeks, you'll know exactly who he is. And good evening, the Flower Hut. So I had my call with him, and so where we had been working with an agency to run our advertisement campaign, I had a couple of little niggles in the back of my mind that I wasn't quite happy with, that I spoke over with him, and he sort of gave me his opinion on it, which wasn't very reassuring, but hey ho, we'll find out why his concerns were valid in just a few moments. And then I started writing the Christmas cards that I sent out to everyone on sort of over this weekend and on Monday. And I've been getting a couple of messages from people that got them and they really loved them. So bloody hell, mission success. Spreading that Christmas cheer. Like a flipping waiter with parmesan in an Italian restaurant. And then Friday, you may have seen, I went up to Aberdeenshire, met a guy called Peter that runs the online Gibbon. So it's a podcast I got invited up to. And it was a bit of a different one really, because we sort of spent the whole day doing, going through the stalking process from going to the range in the morning, learning about the rifle that we're going to be using, and then going out to one location and going out to another location, having lunch halfway through, and then he was filming little bits throughout, or recording little bits throughout. So that was a lot of bloody fun. And I think the main thing that stuck out for me was obviously I had to leave my phone in the wagon. So just being away from the craziness of constant messages and emails and blah, 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 it was it was quite nice. So that was cool. And it was about 3.5 hour journey up there, but a 3.5 hour journey up here doesn't really seem like a 3.5 hour journey down south, because it's just straight roads for ages. So that was good. Hello, Harty, how you getting on? Yes, and then Saturday, bloody heck. So as I said I had an agency on board, and it became apparent there was some niggling thoughts after my update with them on the Wednesday, and then Saturday it became very apparent that they'd just spanked a lot of our money. Hadn't stuck to the budget, and had basically, cheers Peter, man. It was bloody nice to come up there, and had basically just screwed us by putting out Johnny Age 5 ad strategies. And I think because we're such a small company, we don't bring them a lot of money. We weren't getting the attention that probably some big brands do. And what was the effect of that? Basically, we had to just stop all of their ads because it was just wasting money. I may as well have just been stood at the door and just throwing like 40-50 quid out the window each morning, because that's pretty much what was going on. And then sort of going through it all, working out my mistakes, working out their shortcomings, putting a plan into place, or coming up with a plan of how we're going to fix it. And that basically meant going back to our old ad strategy that was working. But I always say if it could be better, it's as good as broken. And although we were doing incredibly well with the results that we were getting, I thought, well, some professionals could probably... Oi, 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 how you doing there, Mrs. Wordy? Now then, Mark, mate. I just thought if it could be better, then it's as good as broken. And I thought a professional agency would probably be able to do much better than us. How bloody wrong I was. It's funny, it's like so many people say to me, when you're working with outside agencies, if they don't understand the brand or give a shit, then they'll just waste your money. And that's exactly what happened to us. Now, instead of our ads being put out to people that... It's all done with like the algorithm. You will have heard loads about the algorithm. You start talking about cats, you look at a cat video, and all of a sudden all you can see is bloody cat videos. Similar sort of thing with ads, but it needs time to learn. And basically, because we had to stop ours and these other people took over, it's basically we're at a point in our advertisement journey probably where we wanted to be 3 weeks ago, not right now at the peak of the busiest 3 weeks of the e-commerce calendar. That was a pretty bitter pill to swallow, but hey ho, I've swallowed it now, and I washed it down with a kebab just this evening. So that was Saturday, Sunday, and then sort of Monday, and then Monday. It was very much work heavy, so I'm obviously going through my journey of leaving the military at the moment. So I had a lot of meetings throughout the morning for my resettlement, which is, all the benefits and sort of the support that the military gives you upon leaving the army. So I had one of them meetings, so there's not really much to say about that. Armed Forces compensation, yeah. And then yesterday, so found then, I am Jack Bradley's A Storm with advertising, B2B, etc. Yeah, I mean, I've sort of solved the issue, I think now. We've been put onto a trial with another company, at a fraction of what the other people were costing, on a trial basis, and then their idea is that they wow us in the first 6 weeks, and then we sign on to their full cost, which hopefully from their work will be able to fund. So that's that. And then again, just packaging orders. I've recently been using I've planned my social media content rather than just going at it a bit ham-fisted. I've been planning it all. I think it might have been Monday as well. I went to do my new waterproof testing in the Irish Sea, which I called the North Sea or the flipping Scotland Sea or something. I don't know, but yeah. So that was Monday. Needless to say, if you go fully submerged, one of my jackets will not keep you dry. But no, there is no more to say to that. So yeah, and then back to yesterday. Sorry, we had a really good day of sales. Lots of people, like our ads were really starting to fire off again, which was good because they need to be in front of the right people to see what we've got. Basically, it's no point showing my jackets to, I don't know, a Suffolk Lambswool jacket to a 15-year-old vegan who studies bloody English literature, because they ain't going to buy it, are they? It's got to be in front of the right people. So yeah. And then today, very much a bit of a business-wise, had a conversation with the other... Oh, look at that. I like when I get to do that. It means I'm nearly done. Yes, had a conversation with the old agency and just basically outlined all my thoughts on their failures, which of course they didn't agree with, and they had excuses for everything, but people always do when they haven't done a job right, rather than just accepting it and moving on. So that's that. That's this week in a nutshell. That's probably one of the fastest ones I've done. That's this week's Wednesday Waffle. Please do, if you've signed up to the mailing list, we've had quite a few people that sign up to it and then never use their discount code, so take advantage of that. Get your Christmas shopping done nice and early, and if you want to treat yourself to a little hello Lord Coxey, ads, how the devil, Bezo, good to see you brother, treat yourself to one of the Seconds polo tops. They're all right this way. They're just a bit short that way. That's why I wear mine tucked in. Boom. So that's it for tonight. Good day there, Mr. Long Sat. You just caught me as I'm leaving. But that's it for this week. Thank you to everyone that's been supporting. And if you have ordered something and you ain't received a Christmas card yet, have a look in the post box, because there might be something waiting for you. Good night, God bless, and as always, God save the King.